Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're watching this video. This is Mr. Conley. Okay, in this video, I'm going to go through the question I set you, which was reviewing the product. Okay, it was a question to prepare you for the R081 Imedia exam. So the question I set you, you need to first read this brief. So, Envertron is releasing a new comic and internet-based animation series, which will focus on the character called Velocity Girl, who is age 14 and has the ability to move fast in water and on land. The comic and animation series will be released at the same time. Envertron wants to launch an advertising campaign to promote the new comic and internet-based animation series. Okay, so what you've been provided for within figure 3, you've been provided a storyboard. So it says figure 3 is the second draft of the storyboard for the opening title sequence of the webisodes for the Velocity Girl animation series. The storyboard will be given to the animator who will create the title sequence. Okay, so that's the storyboard there. I'll leave you to review that. So this is the question. You need to discuss the suitability of the storyboard in figure 3 for the opening title sequence of the webisodes for the Velocity Girl animation series. You should include any areas for improvement. Okay, so this is the 12-mark banded question. Remember, you need to talk about strengths, weaknesses, and improvements. Okay, this is your SWI question. So I would recommend trying to pick out at least 3, 4 if you can strengths. I would recommend then having at least 4 or at least 3, 4 if you can weaknesses. And then for each of the weaknesses that you state, you want to explain how you can improve it. Okay, so if you've not yet attempted the question, do you want to pause it now and have a go? And then I'll go through the mark scheme with you. Okay, so there's a banded question, so there's 3 bands. There's level 1, level 2, and level 3. Answers may include references to composition, to layout, to clarity, to use of colours, fitness for purpose, does it do the job that it's supposed to do, font type and styles, order of boards, transitions between one scene to another, virtual camera movement. Okay, because remember this is an animation, but you still, with animation, you can still have obviously close-ups, wide shots, all the camera shots that you can do in the real world, possibly even some ones that you couldn't do in the real world. Okay, suitability for target audience and suitability for the client. Subject-specific terminology covers both terminology related to the creation of the storyboard as well as that related to the Velocity Girl animation. Okay, so for level 1, which is 1 to 4 marks, limited understanding of the use of a storyboard. Answers will be vague and not necessarily linked to the context of the question. Answers may be presented as a list rather than as a structured piece of writing. There may be errors in the spelling, punctuation, and grammar which may be intrusive. Okay. For level 2, which is 5 to 8 marks, candidates will provide a good understanding of the question with strengths and weaknesses of storyboards being described. This may be one-sided. Some improvements may be suggested, but they will not be wholly suitable. At the top end of level 2, the answer will be presented in the context of the Velocity Girl animation. There may be errors in spelling and punctuation and grammar which may not be intrusive. Okay, and then at the top mark band for mark band 3, okay, so this is for 9 to 12 marks, candidate will be provided with an excellent understanding of the question. Will provide an excellent understanding of the question with clear explanation of the suitability of the storyboard for use by its target audience. So that is the animators. Remember, the target audience is the animators. The strengths and weaknesses of the storyboard are considered in equal weighting. The suggested improvements will be well thought through and explained in context. Subject-specific terminology will be used correctly and there will be few, if any, errors in spelling and punctuation. Okay, so 9 to 12 marks for that. Remember, you reference this as you're marking it, because these are the points that they should be talking. These are what they should be picking up for strengths, weaknesses, and improvements. Okay, if you've struggled with that question, and these banded questions are the hardest questions on the paper, please do watch the GCSE pod video. And if you want to go into the question in more detail, watch the online lesson, which is available on the Teams assignment. Okay, see you next time. Goodbye.